Hi, welcome back to Wrestling Fun with Father and Son. I'm Father Matt, and this is Son,
Hi.
and this is our AEW's Explosive Elite Review. Right, just before we get on to the Explosive Elite Review, I've got a couple of WWE bits. I know this is the AEW's review, but we'll go through a couple of WWE bits. I didn't really want to do a full WWE video because I don't think there's too much to talk about, but we'll talk on 2 points. That is that 2 belts have actually been relinquished this week. Becky Lynch, who was the Raw Women's Champion, she has had to relinquish her belt because she's pregnant. So she brought out Asuka, who won the Money in the Bank, only for her to say actually it wasn't a contract that you were fighting for. It was actually for the belt because I'm pregnant. And so Asuka is the new Raw's Women's Champion. And also Sami Zayn has had to relinquish his Intercontinental belt because of the virus and that he can't be there to compete and defend that title, so they've stripped him of it basically, and there's going to be a tournament on SmackDown to determine the next Intercontinental Champion. Anyway, AEW, 13th of the 5th, 2020, started off with Lance Archer with Jake the Snake coming out. Jake Snake did a bit of a promo where he verbally attacked Brandy Rhodes again and Cody and all this, only for them to hear this revving of an engine. It turned out to be Cody in a 4x4, who kind of it was a bit stupid, to be honest. He sort of revved it, went forward a little bit into this sort of barrier thing that was made, you could see. Then he got out and they had a big massive brawl, only for then Jake the Snake to sort of get into Lance's ear and say, no, it's not worth it, we'll do this at another time. And that was kind of how they sort of pulled them apart, as it were. Then we had the first match, tag team match, Jurassic Express versus the Best Friends. They were saying about like the tag team division, how the winner of this is going to be looking like they'll be getting a tag team shot. There was Orange Cassidy was with the Best Friends. He was on the stage at one point, sort of showboating a little bit, only for them Ray Phoenix to do a wicked kick, and it looked like, to be honest, it looked like he knocked him out, but it was really hard kick because obviously they're in this casino ladder match that's happening next a week Saturday, May the 25th, May 23rd at Double or Nothing, isn't it? And that's for a chance for the AEW Championship, so that should be quite good. MJF, who's in a match with Jungle Boy, he got involved in this match as well, and sort of in the end, really, this sort of interference was what really cost Jurassic Express the match, and the Best Friends got the victory. After the match, Wardlow sort of picked up Marco Stunt and threw him as well, so there's a little bit of bad blood there. Next we had a Fatal 4-Way women's match, Penelope Ford, Statlander, Britt Baker and Shida. Not much to this, to be honest. Shida won, and then later on they announced that it's going to be Shida versus Nyla Rose in a no disqualification, no count out match for the AEW Women's Championship. Then we had a very good tag team match. I think this was really, really, really impressive. Santana and Ortiz versus Kenny Omega and Matt Hardy. Ortiz and Santana got the early jump onto Kenny Omega before the bell. Then Matt Hardy came out. It looked like he bit his tongue because he had a little bit of blood in his mouth during the match. Towards the end of this match, Sammy Guevara came out sporting a neck brace. Obviously, they had that big, massive street fight brawl, and he was selling that. He came out with a chair that backfired on him because he received a twist of fate from Matt Hardy on the chair, and then Kenny Omega and Matt Hardy ended up getting the victory. So yeah, I was like, a very good tag team match. That very impressed. Next, we had MJF returning to in-ring action versus Lee Johnson, a jobber basically. MJF had Wardlow with him. MJF got a quick victory on the jobber, to be fair. Then he got a mic. He did a little bit of a promo about Jungle Boy, and they said he had a bit of ring rust. And that Marco Stunt basically challenged him to a match next week because he had an open contract for a match. He signed it. He's going to have a match with him next week. So yeah, so they're obviously continuing that bit of bad blood with the Jurassic Express. Then we had who was next against Jericho?
Pineapple Pete.
Yep, Pineapple Pete or Sugar D, whichever way you want to say it. He's kind of a probably low card jobber. We've never really seen in AEW until a couple of weeks ago, where Jericho was on commentary. He called him Pineapple Pete. The name sort of stuck. I'm not really going to go through vignettes like I normally do because there weren't that many. I'll just say that there was a vignette with him, Pineapple Pete, saying how he'd embraced the new gimmick and all this and the other. Jericho came out with the Inner Circle. Very, very quick match. Jericho just basically that Judas effect elbow, and that was kind of it. After the match, he did a promo saying you know, let's get back to the matter in hand. Inner Circle versus Elite. We will do a, what's the match? What's it called? You challenge them to a stadium stampede match. Obviously, where they are at the minute, there's a big, massive Jacksonville Jaguars stadium, so that's obviously going to come into effect. We did see some of it last week in that street fight, and I kind of thought, looking at it, I thought they're going to do something with this stadium, or they've got to do something with the stadium because they've got the chance to do it. It looks like they're going to do it. They ended up saying, we can stay here all night waiting for your response, only for what to fly in?
Vanguard 1.
Vanguard 1, yep. Still had the little T-shirt that Jericho had offered him a couple of weeks ago, saying, you know, join us. He said, what's the answer? Vanguard 1, they saw it from his perspective. It says, we accept. So they accepted that match. Only for Jericho to say, have you made your mind up? Are you joining us? Only for them to say, well, actually, no, we don't matter because we've rescinded that offer. We've got a 6-member. It is the, what was it?
The baseball bat.
Yeah, the baseball bat that they proceeded to attack Vanguard 1, destroy him. Matt Hardy come out and he was a bit distraught at the fact that Vanguard 1 was in bits. So yeah, nice little sequence
They can
that.
fix him.
Well, they probably will. It's probably going to be Vanguard 2 or something like that. Yeah, a very good sequence that with Jericho. I thought it was really, really, really interesting. Next we had Christopher Daniels versus Brody Lee, with the a couple of members of the Dark Order, including one that's kind of standing out called 10. He came up with the chair. 10 has got a match next week. I can't remember who it is against now. I can't remember. It's against someone. Is it Moxley?
Yeah.
I think it is. 10 versus Moxley, I think, next weekend. He came out. He also came up with the belt, AEW belt, because he stole it last week off John Moxley and self-proclaimed himself the AEW champion. Let's say not really much to this. The Dark Order were trying to get involved in this match, but the SCU and Colt Cabana, he got involved to make the save, only for then Brody Lee to actually get the win anyway. John Moxley then comes down to the ring, takes out all the creepers and that, but Brody Lee sort of gets the belt and hightails it out before he even gets a chance to get involved. Moxley then gets on the mic and says that at Double or Nothing there will be violence, and that was kind of it. That was the end of AEW. Nice little solid show. I'm very excited for Double or Nothing, even though it's going to be with no crowd. I think when you see what WWE are doing with no crowds, I think AEW are doing it a little bit better. The trouble is they do have the crowd, or that sounded like there were a lot more people there to this show than there has been previously. Hopefully they're adhering to social distancing. When you look at the ringside and you see all the sort of wrestlers all standing next to each other, they're not really adhering to that social distancing. But that is their choice at the end of the day. And AEW kind of know what they're doing. They said they're testing, take their word for it. And, you know, I think it does give it a little bit more of an atmosphere. Definitely a bigger crowd this week, and it definitely sounded a lot more sort of atmospheric. And I really like that idea. And I think it'll be the same for Double or Nothing. It'll be exactly the same. They'll still do these sort of non-crowded matches, non-crowded events, should I say, with just the superstars and backstage. So yeah, I liked it. What did you think of AEW this week?
I think it was good.
I think it was a really solid show. I'm really, really excited. Yeah, so I think you'll say, if you like the video, please like, comment and subscribe. Tell us what you thought. And we'll see you in the next video, which will probably be next week's AEW's Explosive Elite review. I might do, possibly at the weekend, I might do an overall look at WWE from the week, and we'll see. But I can't promise I'm going to do that because, like I say, I'm not really invested in WWE as much as what I am at AEW. So anyway, I think we'll leave it there. So I'll say goodbye. Say goodbye, Kai.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.